Hey there, Tennessee fans. Welcome to another episode of Tennessee Fan Talk. We got a show for you today. Vols coming out with a dub out of the favorite grocery store field.
Negative. Too shitty. Superior.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We've got Duke. We've got Byrd. You've got Tennessee Fan Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Vols win a tough one on the road. We got some topics for you on that. Do they have what it takes to finish the SEC schedule? We'll talk about it. Milton, 85% at the UK game, 65% on the year. Some still asking for Nico.
Not me, not no mo.
Are we lacking a full defense? We'll talk about that. We're just tight on the line, failing on the deep end, and Stoops showed it. Speaking of Stoops, we're going to talk about how he is such a baby.
Baby. Right in the McNuggets.
Every year, this man is crying, screaming on the side because something that we'll talk about it. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate the podcast numbers. Always great. Look on there and see the ever-increasing numbers. Take a moment, share the podcast with your friends, family, someone that you work with that likes Tennessee. We appreciate that.
Or doesn't like Tennessee.
Or doesn't. Whatever. I mean, last week we had a sneaky Alabama fan on the show. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
Threw Duke for a little...
Yeah, I mean, he got me. Good for him. Like I said, we love everybody around here. We don't care who your favorite team is. As long as you don't pull for Alabama, but we can handle that too. I don't know. We love everybody, except Notre Dame fans. Maybe that's better. Maybe Notre Dame fans. Or South Carolina fans. I don't like those people either.
So last week there was a slate. Before we get into the show, we had a slate of 5 games, basically. You picked the A&M, had the closest on the A&M. You were 35-12.
Mm-hmm.
Will had that Georgia, Florida. He said 42-16, so he wasn't bad. I had the Auburn I said 28-10, and it was, of course, 27-13. None of us really came close. Now, you came close on Vandy's score because you said 6.
And they made that extra point, dang it.
Now, that would have been good. I mean, I guess I didn't watch the game, honestly. So,
I didn't either.
Did Kiffin just take his foot off the gas?
He's probably feeling godly. I don't know. He didn't want to beat the nerds too bad.
Tennessee, Kentucky, I picked them at 34-24. Your boy was close.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy was
close. But did we all get all the games correct? Like, we picked the winners on all of them?
You and I did. He had State winning that Auburn game. Yeah.
Mississippi State stinks.
Yes, they do.
I mean, they stink. But they got one more SEC win than Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you.
We'll see how that goes. Tennessee winning this one. Watching this game, do they have what it takes to finish this SEC schedule? Let's break down the Kentucky game first. Now, everyone has seen the stat on social media about how much Tennessee has dominated this.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like to you? What are those numbers? I know you have them.
Well, it's like, what is it? Out of the last 39 games, they've won 3, right? 39 matchups is what the the national media would say. But I do think it's funny because I've seen some other stuff on the internet today too. There's this one fella out there that's, like they always have to cope. Most of the time it's, wait till basketball season. Well, now it's like Rick Barnes is like, I'll take next. That's what Rick Barnes is like, I'll take next. But this one dude's out there talking about how we treat Kentucky as their Super Bowl. And
in the world.
Either be good or bad. What our opponents have not figured out is that Tennessee fans are crazy. And they take, you know who our next Super Bowl is? UConn. You know who the next after that is? Missouri. You know who our next every game for a Tennessee football fan is the Super Bowl, which is great in some aspects and bad in others. Am I not right?
You are right.
But at least Kentucky had the most
it.
winning coach against the University of Tennessee in the last 39 years. And he's 2-9. He's 2-9, and he's got the most wins in 39 years.
Two what?
And after watching this, I watched a little bit of this October basketball. Tennessee's got a squad.
Tennessee's got a squad.
Tennessee's got a squad. They got a bad white boy. Got a squad.
I was worried. About
Rick Barnes is like, I'll take next.
Yeah.
What Kentucky fans need to talk about is what they're really famous for is their national championships in cheerleading. That's what they're really good at. I think they've got like 25. You have to double check me on that, but they have more national championship. Like everybody says, oh, basketball school. No.
Cheerleading school. Yeah.
Cheerleading school.
A&M is exempt from that, by the way.
What do you mean?
They can't go to the cheerleading competition.
In 2023, throw a wig on them and go. They'll probably start winning it all like they do in the swimming. I'm waiting for a tranny volleyball team to get strolled out there.
Oh my gosh,
ahead.
a full trend volleyball team.
I don't know if that's going to get me canceled, but you know what I'm saying.
This team not brought to you by Bud Light. We need the sales, people. We need the sales. Trying to make it look masculine again, so we're gonna sponsor UFC fighters now. Too late.
Yeah, I don't
You've lost it in the South. You've lost it in the South.
No, they didn't lose. They didn't exactly lose that. What their stranglehold was natural light, and they have lost that because that's what the common man drinks.
Yo, you keep telling yourself that.
It's a physical. You're physically responsible if you're drinking natural light
because it's water.
Because it's cheap.
First downs, even you don't see this a whole lot. Tennessee and their opponents, in this case Kentucky, 24 apiece on first downs. Tennessee rushing yards 253. If only we could have put that much up against Bama, against 72s for Kentucky. Passing yards, man, Leary with his 372 against our 228. Milton, though, 18 for 21.
I'll take it. Give me that every game.
I'll take 18 for 21.
With a bomb.
As long as there's some bombs in there. Yep.
With a bomb.
Yep. As long as there's some bombs. 68 plays. I don't like the penalties. 9 penalties for 70 yards. We're looking like Bama on the road. Because, at home, they
look like Bama at home.
Yeah. Because Bama at home, they only have a snap infraction. So,
we talked about that earlier. I said that I've seen a report that what's Mark Poops wrote an 8-page manifesto to Greg Sankey in the SEC saying how the referees were pulling for Tennessee. Maybe they had the over. I don't know. Or maybe had the Tennessee in the points.
Something we got to fix with the topic of do we have what it takes to finish the SEC schedule? Something we have to fix. Third down conversions, one of those. The other, red zone
conversions.
Touchdowns in the red zone.
We stink in the red zone. Touchdowns.
Of the 33 points that we put on the board, 12 of them were field goals.
Well, because the problem is when you get closer to the end zone, the passing lanes get tighter. So you have to be able to run the ball, which we can run the ball.
Right.
But they also know that when we get that close, we really are not that good at passing the ball. Take it for what it's worth. It's true.
Yeah.
So hey, just stack the box up.
I will give Milton credit where credit is due.
Buddy, he looked better scrambling yesterday than
my goodness, the throws
is in the quarter in college.
The throws on the run, the throws across the body. I was like, there's no way Milton just threw that. I had to go rewind, go back and look, and I was like, he threw it. He just made that pass, and it was on target.
They'd call them dimes on ESPN. Dilford's dimes. I think he's the coach of UAB now, is he not?
Trent, yeah, after his small stint at Lipscomb Academy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got in there and went out and he said, we got to go get some talent and we got to give away scholarships and did all that and then left. And then
that's just what most of them do. He and every one of them says, "Oh, this is where I want to be. This is the last place I'll ever be," until somebody else with more money calls. That's how it works. I get it.
You know, Kentucky got us they bested us in tackles for loss and sacks Saturday night.
Well, I mean, once again, you can always complain about the refs a little bit, but they were definitely holding our guys.
Barron got choked again. Barron got freaking put in the cane chokehold again 2 weeks in a row.
Bunch of big blue balls.
No call. Now, I'll say, they knew we were coming in, and they protected him.
Sure. They haven't protected anybody. They haven't protected him all year except for that game. But once again, I'll take a win.
They stood up for it. Right. We shut Ray Davis down. We made this is going to roll into one of our topics here is, are we lacking a full defense? Tight on the line, failing deep. You know, I've never been a huge Haddon fan, and it's mainly because he starts crap and he runs his mouth. And what's bad is when he runs his mouth and then he gets beat deep. Yeah, that's when I'm like, okay, dude, just show it in the results. Don't talk crap. But
I feel like defensive backs probably talk more smack than anybody else on the team, besides maybe a kicker. I love kickers. My favorite player as a kid was Jeff Hall.
Who is coincidentally behind you.
Not anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We got a new set here. We're still working on it.
But they had trouble. You can tell that they set up to stop the run, and they did that very well. Held him to net 42 yards.
Does that mean he's a fraud? Does it make him a fraud?
But we got beat deep. 372 yards of deepness.
Getting down with the deepness. We're getting down with the deepness.
Stoops, now that you got me laughing, I look over at the show notes and I see Stoops still a baby.
He is.
This dude, let's talk about this. Was it a catch? Probably not. Probably not. However,
did we snap the ball before the review? Absolutely.
Hello. Why did the rules change? And we'll roll this back to the Ole Miss 2 years ago. Scoop and score. No. It was down. Or it was no. The play is over with forward progress, not our whistle. What? The whistle stops the play. Hence the term play until you hear the whistle.
Speaking about rule changes, did we win on the Derek Dooley 10-second runoff rule?
We did.
If I do remember correctly, was that not a Derek Dooley 10? Did they not create that because of?
I don't know why.
I thought that's what it was. Either in the bowl game against Carolina that year. I can't remember.
But that was so nice. Hey, we're going to get ready to go kick this thing. Oh, you want to play injury gate right now? Okay, we win.
I was going to bring that up. I hope the kid ain't hurt.
No, come on. Dude won an Oscar for that.
But that wasn't what the runoff was for, right? At the end of the game? No.
Yes, it was.
Oh, I know there was one before that.
No.
That my man looked like he sneezed too hard and threw his back out.
No, they lined it up 3rd and 9. Milton just dives ahead for 2 yards, keeping the ball where they wanted the ball for the kicker. And dude,
I didn't know it was a fake.
Yeah, and then dude falls.
Was he trying to stop the clock because they was done out of timeouts?
Yes,
Bob Stoops.
Yes,
came from the Les Miles School of how to manage clock. I just said Bob Stoops.
You did say Bob Stoops.
That's how bad is that to be in your brother's shadow your entire life? You're a math coach. The highest you're ever going to get is Kentucky. Your brother went to Oklahoma, won a national championship, and you're going to get stuck with the Wildcats.
And you're going to beat Tennessee twice.
But you're going to go down as the best coach in school history.
So he's out there flipping his lid, and like you said, How is it that the rules get changed? The back judge standing over the ball leaves, which is, okay, go ahead and resume play. Stoops is out on the field throwing a temper tantrum, which he does against Tennessee every single year.
He's definitely on blood thinners. For sure.
He throws some. He looks like a male Mr. Piggy, like he was Miss Piggy's husband, and starts throwing these fits.
Miss Piggy's husband's Kermit.
Nuh-uh. That's
just her side.
That's
piece.
her side piece.
That's what she wishes her husband was Kermit. I was thinking more like Bob Stoops looks like the mean uncle in Harry Potter.
He looks like the Mr. Dursley.
Is that his name? I don't know what his name is, but he looks like the mean uncle.
That's his name. So we've taken this from Stoops to Muppet Babies to Harry Potter. Only on Tennessee Fan Talk.
We can get back to Stoops.
Only on Tennessee Fan Talk. We're right at 17 minutes, so we're gonna step away, and hopefully this week, when we go away for a commercial, it's not another Kroger commercial because it was very fitting last week.
Baby back, bitch. Baby back, bitch.
We're going to step away just for 2 minutes to help pay for this. Unless you want to donate to us, in that case, visit us at one of our links at TN Fan Talk. You'll see the link space there on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter.
We like to call it our offering plate.
There's a place there for you to make an offering into the plate.
10% of tithes and offerings.
Made to your Vols sportscasters that like to bring up Miss Piggy and Harry Potter. Welcome back, Vols fans. The second half of this Tennessee Fan Talk episode. I would love to have an ESPN show. Well, if you're just joining us, here's what you missed. We've compared Mark Stoops to Miss Piggy and to Harry Potter.
You keep messing his name up. His name is Mark Poops.
Mark Poops. And to a Harry Potter character. You haven't missed much.
I mean, I couldn't think of anybody else that's kind of like a little overweight, red in the face, mean. He's not as overweight as Harry Potter's uncle, but, you know, just to give you the visual out there in Radio Land.
In case you're listening to this and have not seen Mark Stoops, this is what's up.
By the way, listeners, I have my Casey Clausen Adidas jersey on since he's the best quarterback that I've had in my life behind maybe Hendon Hooker, but the scope of work was not big enough.
Writing them down. We're gonna move to our picks for week 10. Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be a tough one. This one's gonna be a tough one.
Week 10. This is
some good games.
This is very sad to say. Week 10.
Well, I mean, we're pretty much out of it. Right?
It's just that we're saying week 10.
I mean, I'm just ready for the Music City Bowl.
Oh my God. No. Not even going to watch it.
Outback Bowl.
Not. Yeah, I'd watch that one.
Or the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
A&M, Ole Miss. At Ole Miss, you know Jimbo is nothing on the road. Had a long conversation.
Nothing.
Had a conversation with Franklin this past week. Of course, he'll be on pre-Georgia. It's a week after next. And we got talking about who could be, you know, who would take that job. And we start
A&M?
A&M. And we start spitting, you know, some names. And really, who's out there that's going to come in and do any better than Jimbo? That would leave their program.
Kevin Summerlin. Even though he just picked him up a Dewey last week.
I got to go Ole Miss.
Sure. You'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, but what do you 42-35?
I mean, Jackson Dart is good. He's good. I just don't know what you're going to get. And I think, is Johnson hurt again? I think he got hurt.
Don't know.
42-13.
Wow. No faith.
I feel like Ole Miss has an underrated defense.
No faith.
And A&M? Heck no.
Wow.
They probably get beat by Rice.
I was
in-state rivalry.
In-state rivalry. Rice.
SMU.
Oh. Well, I would call this our snooze fest of the week. It's up for grabs. Who would you call snooze fest? Arkansas, Florida, or Jacksonville State and South Carolina?
That one. It's on ESPNU. It's going to have a total of 4 viewers. Because the fine folks in Columbia can't get ESPNU because it doesn't come on Hulu.
No, it doesn't.
It does
Arkansas, Florida is definitely a Florida win.
I don't know. Maybe,
35-21 Florida.
It's not going to be that high. It's going to be like 28-21 Florida. It's going to be a stinker. But Arkansas, which also Mississippi State has more SEC wins than Arkansas. 0.
Jacksonville State, South Carolina, 42-14 South Carolina.
I mean, South Carolina's going to win, but can I just reiterate the fact how much I hate
Shane Beamer?
Yeah.
I saw something today.
That'd be some crap if it came out. That's such a wild story, and I don't think it happened with the cheating.
I do want to talk about it.
I don't think it happened because that is just so asinine to even think about.
I do want to talk about it, but I wanted to leave it.
Beyonce's butt's an ass of 10.
I want to leave it at the end of the show. A little.
Okay, we'll keep it moving.
Just a little spit on it there, but I do think that we need to talk about it. It's worth a minute or two.
Sure, I agree. Sure.
What do you have for South Carolina? You didn't tell me.
I didn't pick a score at 35-10.
Possible hot seat for Beamer?
Who wants that job? You asked me who wants A&M's job. Who we gonna bring back the old ball coach?
Mizzou, Georgia, and in Athens.
I don't think it's close.
I
don't think it's close.
They put it on Florida's. You can't say, well, they went out there and put it on Florida without Brock Bowers. Yeah, but it's Florida, and I know Tennessee goofed
It's still a rivalry
up.
game. It's a rivalry game. It's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. I don't think it's close. Beck is really starting to show that he's like just as good as
statistically he looks better than Stetson.
Yeah, he's just as good as Stetson Bennett and 6 inches taller.
Without cleats.
Without cleats. Barefooted. And I just can never put trust in Missouri. No matter how good they are. They're probably going to beat us. I think they will beat us. But they ain't going to beat Georgia. And I think Georgia's getting sick and tired. Like, Kirby Smart is just loving all this pub he's getting from the other people saying, oh, Georgia's not really that good. They're a fraud. I guess the SEC's not that good this year, which I do agree with that. But everybody's like, oh, Georgia's not that good. They're probably like
just
number 3 or 4.
They're still in just number 1 just because they haven't lost.
But, they haven't let them play Florida State. Let them play Michigan. Yeah. And Kirby's like, perfect. Just keep feeding me. Mm-hmm. Feed me. Georgia, 42, Missouri, 28.
I had the 42 down. I just went 35 because they have Cody Schrader, top running back in the league.
Well, the top running back in the league was at Kentucky until they played us.
He was number 2. No, Schrader was already beating him.
Oh,
yeah.
All the guys on TV said the best best running back.
They're stupid.
No,
he was number 2.
Now,
hey, you know what I like
just like Mark Poops, number 2.
We're number 2. Number 2. I do like that their defensive back or corner, whatever, the top interceptor in football, tied overall in football, top in the SEC, got none on Milton. I was very happy about that.
Top interceptor.
There's
actually a lot of snooze festas next week.
Auburn, Vandy. Hey,
Kentucky,
this is a chance for all the Auburn people that live in Nashville to go see their team.
Is there that many people that live in? I thought the Colt still stays in Toomer's Corner down there.
You're almost guaranteed that 95% of construction project managers come out of Auburn.
Oh, because they got some kind of construction engineering degree?
The best, among the best in the country.
East Tennessee State has a good one.
The only time you hear, something out of like Middle Tennessee their MTSU is the best, like concrete.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. And flying for aerospace.
Yeah. So Auburn, lot to a little. He didn't. Does he run it up to make his team feel good?
28-10.
That low.
Yeah, Auburn stinks. They got one SEC win. That's one more than Vanderbilt. And Vandy has flashes of flash in the pan here.
They do. Can you imagine? Ray Davis transferred from Vandy?
Probably a good business decision. Because we know he ain't there for the fine Kentucky education he's getting. I just can't wait if we got any fans up Kentucky listen to coal mines this weekend.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt 27-24.
You were just giving me shade for saying it was too low.
Vanderbilt 27-24. I'm picking the upset.
No. I think Vanderbilt needs to go to the ACC. A lot of smart schools out there: Wake Forest, UVA, Georgia Tech, Duke.
Oh,
they fit right in. Then they call it the Revenge of the Nerds.
Duke going down. What a week in football this past week with all the
North Carolina are always frauds under Mac Brown. They get up there and they're so good. The quarterback's gonna be the Heisman, and they get beat like 2 weeks in a row by UVA and Georgia Tech. Mac Brown is a bigger fraud than Shane Beamer. Mark it down. And Mac Brown won a national championship. That's back when they were paying players before it was legal. Now,
when they're back in Pruitt's days.
That was way before then.
I was just making your
No.
Making your Hamburglar joke.
In 2000. Yeah, Pruitt's a Hamburglar and now a PE teacher.
At a fine high school in Alabama.
Did he go back to Alabama?
He did.
They probably got a cumulative GPA at that school like 1.2.
Working at his daddy's high school.
His daddy's a principal.
Kentucky, Mississippi State.
Kentucky wins.
No, I can't. So you're actually using logic instead of hatred on this one.
I mean, hatred only goes so far. And, I mean, Leary might have just woke up after us, and he might just hang 50 on them.
I've got 42-10 Kentucky.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
I'll say 49-13.
I'll raise your 49-13.
Price is Right rules.
LSU, Alabama.
Another team that I think's a fraud.
Who?
LSU. Who? That's right, LSU. They're going to get the doors blown off of them.
Are they?
Yeah, because their defense stinks.
Can Alabama contain Daniels, though?
When that's really the only threat that they have, I think Nick Saban can figure it out. Maybe even tell him to hit him low.
So you're... oh, the dirty. So you're going to Alabama?
Yeah, I sure am. 35-21.
Well, you're giving Alabama a lot there. And they stay in they only busted 30 one time.
against us. Took a week off. Now let's do it again.
Ooh, I really love that that 35 number. 35, 24.
LSU.
LSU.
You're going to be sadly mistaken.
Oh, last and maybe
this week's Super Bowl for us, kids. Just like last week was Kentucky, the week before that was Alabama. And next week is Missouri, and to us, they're all Super Bowls.
UConn coming into town. The Huskies.
I hope they bring out Gino Auriemma so he can get smacked.
Fourth among the independents.
That's wild that they're an independent.
And they are 1-7. They are just everybody's.
They did beat the team that I said would beat Texas A&M.
Whipping post. Loss against NC State. Loss Georgia State. Loss FIU.
Who?
Exactly. Loss against Duke. The Miller Lite, sponsored by Miller Lite, 41-7. A loss against Utah State. They beat Rice.
That's the team I said would beat Texas A&M.
By a touchdown. They barely lost to South Florida. Lost to Boston College.
Ooh, lost to the Catholics.
And then then they have Tennessee finish up James Madison Sacred Heart.
That's a D3 school, I think.
And then UMass. So they may have one more win on their calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Homecoming, Tennessee walking horse, guaranteed to be there. Singing the Tennessee Waltz.
I mean,
I'm taking UConn, just kidding.
They need to put it up on someone because they.
But do you do it to the poor people that live in the terrible state of Connecticut that's the size of Knoxville?
I mean, we ended up putting a decent thing on Virginia, right? Austin Peay was just ugly.
At this point in the season, nobody. I mean, once again, the rating at where we're at now, the top four are the only ones that matter.
It is,
and
because this Tuesday starts the college football playoff rankings.
Unfortunately, it don't matter.
Which listeners, if you're like, hey, why don't y'all talk about them being pushed, back to 16? Because it doesn't matter.
I think we're 19th in the AP.
Is it 19th? Is it 16th coaches poll and 19th AP?
We are definitely 19th in the AP.
Okay. Yes, you're correct. So maybe 16th in the
and Oregon poll. State and Utah are in front of us because the Pac-12 is better than the SEC.
Mm-hmm. 55.
5.
3.
3. No, I think they scored 9. I sure do.
The West Tennessee have
42.
Well, we like that 42 number this week.
I can't really count much higher than that. Then it starts to get interesting. 7 times 7 is as high as I can go. So that's why you get 42.
Before we split out of here, the conspiracy theory corner time. Let's talk
let me go get my Reynolds wrap that I bought from Food City. Hey, Food City, hit us up for a sponsorship. You can just pay me in Terry's potato chips.
Here.
And I know the slogan, value every day. Food City. Hit me up.
Got our conspiracy theory guitar in the background.
Happy Halloween, everybody, by the way.
Jim Harbaugh says he didn't know that it was a rule. I wish I had the sound bite of our boy Matthew McConaughey on that one. Boo.
Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance, I just ask any police officer. Sorry, officer, I didn't know what the speed limit was.
If you're Michigan, if you're Michigan, is this a fire with cause?
I was on Twitter before we came on air, and I saw somewhere, I don't remember if it was the AP or the Washington Post, they were getting ready to sign Harbaugh to a new contract to make him the highest paid coach in America.
Oh,
and
my
now
God. And now that's
off
gone.
The table. It's
Yeah.
off the table.
Yeah. Fire.
So take it for what it's worth.
Yes.
I could see him going back and coaching
Getting his coffee for his brother.
No. He'd get a head job. Probably. Oh, head coaching job. Excuse me. Kids.
At UConn.
No, NFL for sure.
Mm.
Possibly the Colts.
Mm. He's running a what?
A Ponzi scheme.
A Colt.
Oh. No, he ain't no.
But scrolling through Twitter, I mean, going down that rabbit hole, you hear, oh, well, look, South Carolina had armbands on one game. Their defense, I mean, when the heck does defense ever wear armbands? One game. And then you hear people going, well, could it be the fact that Tennessee's offense runs so quick that they needed their plays on their bit? Maybe.
Well, they were saying that the rumor has it, these are rumors and innuendos, is that Beamer bought it for us and Clemson.
Yes.
Or some, whatever, right?
Yes.
But they didn't wear wristbands against Clemson.
Right.
So did they need to wear them? The only logical explanation that if you want to go the armband route, which once again, I don't think it happened for South Carolina. I just think that everybody thinks that when we play them, they're our Super Bowl game. It's just that everybody hates us so much they try to play so good against us. That's how I take it.
Yes.
But the only logical thing that if you're going the armband route is because we move fast.
Right.
And they didn't need it against Clemson.
All right.
Because Clemson
plays traditional. Right.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I would say they don't play tempo like us.
All right.
So they didn't need it. That's the only explanation that if that's the route you're going to go. I don't think there was.
And then the naysayers going, there's the full on conspiracy guys, and then there's the naysayers where, well, if we were out there doing that and cheating ain't gonna stop you, how'd you put 30 some odd points on us? Because y'all suck.
Or you just play real well. Yeah. Once again, I don't. That would be a crazy story.
Oh.
You want to talk about if that is true and like these coaches were buying it from Michigan?
Oh,
or like if they were
and the whole Saban getting interviewed with the Tennessee. Have you really gone down the rabbit hole as much as I have just to read into this?
No. But I feel like that Nick Saban probably has a binder for every team.
Of course he does.
But they keep it. That's not against the rules.
No, it's not. And he keeps binders on his desk. And if they would ever pan that camera of his to the left, they'll see the typewriter that he wrote it up on.
It's called a trapper keeper. He keeps them in a trapper keeper.
Can't even do a typewriter noise. Good Lord.
Ding, ding. Oh, I misspelled a word. I got to retype the whole page.
Tracy, bring me some whiteout.
No, you would probably find his personal assistant that types it up for him.
Can't you find a keyboard that's any quieter?
Nick Saban ain't got time to type nothing up. All right.
God, you sound like Pruitt.
No, Nick Saban says all right. So Pruitt was trying to be like Nick Saban.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Saban just doesn't sound like a dumb hillbilly when he does it.
I wonder if Saban's going to open up his own nursing home. About time.
Coffee shops for declining coaches.
They only have decaf though because they got high blood pressure and heartburn.
I hope he retires before he dies on the field.
Joe Paterno.
Or Sonny. What was his last name on draft day?
On who?
The movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Never seen it.
Oh my God. Yeah, you got to go watch that, listeners. Send it to him. Share your Amazon gift card code with him.
Never seen it.
That's a good
Probably
one.
not going to watch it.
It's a good one.
Is this as good as Days of Thunder? Probably not.
No, probably not. It was classic. Kind of like this game this weekend.
Go watch Tennessee Walking Horse.
And, we didn't talk about the basketball game, but it's time for basketballs.
That I don't know anything about other than we won 88-87.
Well, we're going to talk about it next week. Faux show.
Vols in my mouth.
Bam. Go Vols.
Big Orange.